Hello everyone, good evening. We are back. Now we had taken some videos throughout the week and stuff, but we are actually not going to be posting them or editing just because of the circumstances of what happened, which we will get into now shortly. But here are the little ones. New update. Look, they are now eating soft puppy food, which is extremely exciting. Oh, you got your own bowls. They each have their own individual bowls. I'm gonna put up here the type of bowls they have that we ended up picking up for them. They are Snoopy / Charlie Brown theme. I absolutely love them. Last you've seen, they ended up meeting their daddy, and well, they ended up the next day meeting all the older siblings. It went tremendous. They did absolutely wonderful. The older puppies did wonderful. Nala did amazing. It was such a good and easy process. We were absolutely so blown away and happy, especially with the amount of larger dogs meeting the puppies and how Nala would react. It went beyond what we expected, and we were just so proud of her. Are you gonna use on the pee pad? Hi! Their teeth are coming in a lot more. They are also officially getting baths, so they are now experiencing bath time, and that is being done right now where they are so small in the sink in the bathroom. Oh, a peeing over there. I gotta clean that up. I'll be right back. Right, that's cleaned up and we are back. But yes, like I was stating, that process all went wonderful, and they are actually now getting their baths in the sink where they're still quite teeny tiny, and thankfully all of them are really liking it. We haven't had no issues of any of them being kind of turned away from it or freaking out, nothing. They've all been doing amazing. They got a little bit of their food on the wall. I'm gonna have to clean that after. That's probably from breakfast time, because right now they're having their supper. And as of now, they're having this food twice a day. So they're having it for breakfast and supper, lunch, and throughout the day and evenings, they are still nursing from mom. So they're gradually and slowly being introduced to food more and more. Right now, twice a day. He got his paws in his bowl. Oh my goodness. Good job! Did you pee on the pee pad? Good job! As you can see, they no longer have their collars on, and that is simply because they were getting very, very dirty. So we decided just to take them off of them for now. We have all of their bios though in their folders, so we know exactly which puppy is who. But again, we wanted to wait for today, which was a big day. The washer and dryer showed up, and I'm just going to show you right here. We ended up going with the Whirlpool, a larger one, because of the dogs we have and everything else. We just figured it made more sense. But oh my goodness, what a difference. We're so excited and happy. Can't believe we finally got new machines, but yes. So we're gonna wash all their old collars. Whatever ones don't fit them anymore are going to get new collars. And that is why, again, like I said, they don't have their collars on anymore. They just got extremely dirty, and we had to wait for our new machines to arrive, didn't we? They are also officially 4 weeks old since Saturday, all becoming big boys and girls, aren't you? And they're very curious about under the bed now. Just like the old groups. They eventually start to become curious of under there. There they go. Oh, you're gonna use the bathroom? What are you doing? Now it's exciting news. They are officially over 4 weeks old now. Getting to be big boys and girls. All right, and now we are going to share with you why we never posted videos the past few days and why we had done videos but planned not to post them, and it's just because this particular puppy had been featured in the videos a lot. So, the news of Sunday. All Sunday, Diesel had been acting completely fine. Nothing out of the ordinary. He was playing, being his lively self. He was just full of energy, eating all of his meals, drinking water, no signs of anything. Everything seemed 100% fine and normal. Then it was early in the morning, around 3:55, 4 o'clock in the morning roughly. We heard a noise in the puppy nursery room, so we came in to check just to make sure everything was okay. We seen Diesel laying on his side and struggling. So I removed him from the puppy nursery and decided to just check his heart rate to see how everything was, and things were starting to get worse. So I ran then to grab the suction bulb, and as I proceeded with the suction bulb, blood had been present. Now, that's when I knew, okay, this is very, very serious. We knew the only spot open on a Sunday, all of our vets are closed, is the emergency vet in the city, which is roughly a 35-40 minute drive from where we were to, but we knew we had to do what we had to do for him. So, what are you doing? You're jumping around and pouncing, pretty girl. Hi. Say hi, Raya. Oh my goodness. Oh, Miss Attitude. So we knew that that was going to be a bit of a drive, but we had to prepare. We had to get all the dogs straightened out. So as I was still tending to Diesel, Ryan was getting pretty much all the dogs, puppies ready to roll. In case we were going to be there for a while, we weren't sure the situation that was arising, but we knew we had to go right away to take care of Diesel. So he was taking care of that situation, and I was just busy tending to Diesel. And after I used the suction bulb, things with him really started to go downhill, and this time seemed like hours. Even though it wasn't hours, it literally felt like it when in the moment. Then I noticed that his eyes closed. Now normally with dogs, if you're not aware of this, when they pass away, the eyes normally stay open, but because the muscles were still developing and stuff with him and with the puppies where they were still so small, his eyes were closing, and just looking at his eyes prior to them actually closing, you could just tell. There's just a difference in the eyes. It's hard to explain it, but there is a difference in the eyes when a puppy is about to pass. I knew this was starting to happen, started to check for a pulse, didn't feel a pulse, went right into CPR and just started CPR right away with him. Sadly, nothing. I just kept at it, nothing. My husband looked at me, I looked at him. 4:23, Diesel passed away. Now, we never experienced a puppy loss before, and 39 successful puppies by Nala and Kenai, and one that had a condition that was completely out of our control after going to the vet. No, it wasn't nothing genetic, hereditary, none of that. Our dogs had all those checks done anyway, but that type of stuff. What they're concluding that it was there's a good chance that it was an aneurysm. So then after his passing, we contacted the emergency vet, asked them what they wish for us to do. What do we do? They stated that we could wait for the vet that we normally go to open up the following day, Monday, where everything was closed. They just told us to properly store him in a cool area and just make sure that he was covered. And even though we really didn't want to place him in a bag, just because there was something about placing him in a bag that just made me, I don't know, it was kind of heartbreaking. We just had him wrapped up in his blankie with his teddy bear, and they stated because of the process of off-gassing happens quite quickly when it comes to dogs and puppies, that we had to sadly place him, they said, in a bag and just place him in a cool space. So thankfully our neighbors are absolutely amazing. They had a place that they could store him. They had an extra fridge, and they said not to freeze, but cool. Now all we had was our basement, but with the summer, even our basement doesn't get as cool as what would be required. So like I said, our neighbors, thankfully, they had a fridge that we could just place him in out in their garage, and that's where he stayed until our vet opened here this morning. Then fast forward to this morning, and we were preparing to head out to the vet office, because prior to him heading to the spot where he would get cremated, because that's the decision that we came to, we wanted him cremated and to come back home, and he will remain in this room for the rest of his life with his mommy, his daddy, and his older siblings. So we already had that decision made. As soon as we knew he was passed away, we started talking and discussing about the different options and what to do, and that's the conclusion we came with. We thought that was the best, and we just figured it was best for Diesel. And as we were heading to the vet, of course, once you see anything happen to any other puppy, you do tend to go on a little bit of overdrive when something happens to another puppy. It's just one of those things. It's a natural thing. And like I said, as we were heading out the door, we were checking in on the puppies. Ryan was getting everything ready for Diesel, and then we came in here to get the puppies their breakfast, and Miss Raya ended up doing her number 2, and there was a bit of blood mixed in with her number 2. So of course we went in a bit of panic mode. Normally for me, I wouldn't jump to conclusions and I'd rule out all the things that it could be, like parasites. The fact that they were now in transition to puppy food, I would have ruled out all that first. But because of what happened to Diesel, I really jumped to conclusions, jumped to worst case scenario, and just when I seen it, I kind of panicked and figured we would bring her out to the vet with us. Thankfully, when they called, they said they'll take her in for an appointment as well and see her right away. So then Miss Raya had to come with us when we had to go with Diesel. Hey, pretty girl. So she came along just to get checked. And so the test began. As soon as we showed up, we went over everything that happened with Diesel. We had a moment discussing about it and then just running through everything with him. As soon as that was done, focus shifted to Raya. And they started by doing off her vitals, so her heart rate was checked, temperature, gums, everything like that, which is pretty much, oh, sorry, I don't want to show you doing number 2. But anyway, yes, so the shift changed to her checking all of her vitals, making sure everything was okay with her. And I had only checked her vitals very recently because of what happened with Diesel, so I knew everything was fine, but just in case something did change within the past few hours, it was still good for them to double check, and everything came back good. Even when they checked her stomach, underneath her stomach, they went through everything when it came to her, and especially too after they seen how upset and distraught we were with what happened with Diesel, they knew, okay, we need to make sure whatever happened to Diesel isn't what happened to her. But after we realized and everything ended up being evaluated with Diesel and his situation as well as her situation, completely 2 different situations. But back to Miss Molly. So then after that, they decided to check her for parvo, so she ended up getting tested for that. That was the very next thing. That test came back negative. They did a fecal screen. They next tested for any type of parasites. She had none of that. So after the tests were all concluded, they came back and stated they think it was just the fact of her transitioning from nursing from her mom to now puppy food. It's just something that kind of upset her belly for a little bit, and it should adjust and fix itself. So we ended up spending a lot of money. So $105 for the consultation, $97.60 for the parvo test, $68.20 for the fecal screen, which included parasites as well as some other things. They also gave us this for Nala, so a dewormer for Nala, and this is the kind they recommended. And this is the dewormer, same brand that we have for the puppies. It's just we have to give them, of course, less of a dosage because they are so tiny. But here it is. So they will still get dewormer, even though she tested negative for any type of parasites. We're still going to treat all of them to make sure that all puppies are clear of that. So we picked up that to make sure that was purchased. Nala's came to $22.16, and the puppies, theirs came to $24.75. Last but not least, we ended up getting packs of these, 14 of these to place in Raya's bowl. And this is just in the hopes to help prevent the bleeding in her stool and help her belly adjust from nursing her mama to puppy food. So they gave us 14 of these, and the total for all 14 came to $28.28. So in the grand scheme of things, very glad, very relieved. It was nothing serious with her. Her belly was just trying to adjust to switching over from nursing her mommy to going on puppy food, but we didn't want to chance it. And I kind of knew that before going into it after looking back, but I think with what happened with Diesel, we didn't want to chance it or anything like that. But at the same time, I felt really bad because we just spent a lot of money on a bunch of tests for things that weren't necessary with her. But at least now we know she's clear of all of that. And she at least got to say her final goodbyes to her brother as well when we went there. We picked out the urn, and it was an urn with a tea light candle on the top of the urn that we will be lighting every year on his birthday. We wanted that specific type. We knew that before going in, even with our dogs, when that time comes, that's the type we always wanted. And that is the type that Diesel will be getting as well. And that ended up coming to $160 for that. And then in addition to that, now this is based on weight, but I just wanted to throw these numbers out there in case this is something you were curious about and your dog is getting up there in age or anything like that, or you're just curious. For us to have him cremated and returned. So this is a cremation and his ashes being returned to us, it came to $240. But like I said, that's the way we wanted to go about it. Now you can have them cremated and not collect the ashes. It is cheaper, but for us, we are very attached to our dogs. They all are very special and important to us. We wanted him to come back home because that's where he rightfully belongs, and he belongs in the puppy nursery with his mom. There's Raya now. She's over there. She said, "You're filming my brother the whole time." And she said, "Not me. You're there talking about me." I know, girly. There's Miss Raya chewing on the corner. Oh my. She is teething, even when we were out to the vet. We are just very delighted and happy that all tests came back negative and it was nothing serious with her and she is fine. And like they said, it's really good that her test for parvo came back negative, because if she tested positive, oh my goodness, we were in for it, because we have 18 dogs in this house that all would have required isolation out to the emergency vet clinic out in the city. So that would have been, oh my goodness. So thankfully that wasn't the case. She tested negative. I kind of knew anyway, but I understand they wanted to just make sure, rule it out, cover all their bases. But at the same time, I knew deep down, even before she went in, because I said to Ryan, both the parents have been vaccinated for that, as well as all dogs in-house have been vaccinated. They haven't been exposed to any other dogs. They've only been in their puppy nursery room. So I knew the possibility of having it was slim, but like the vet said, it's still there because it can still be transmitted on your shoes, anything like that, even though our shoes aren't worn in here where the puppies are too. Like I said, it was very limited contact when it came to other things for them to get that, but I also knew they still had to make sure. So I am grateful for that, because like I said, it is, I guess, a bit validating that that is something that she does not have, because again, she tested negative. I have to now clean the puppy pen. They need fresh bedding in there, fresh pee pad in there. As you can probably see, they are soaking it now. Oh my goodness, they are peeing on their pee pad a lot. I'm actually debating whether or not the only type of pee pad holder I can get that's pretty much local is the type I had with the last litter, and I hated that one. It was horrible. But I might have no choice but to get it, just so they aren't soaking it and stepping all over their pee and everything else and it's going through it. We will see. Who knows? I might not get it and I might stick to the pee pads, especially where there's only a few weeks left. But I might end up getting it also just so we got it. So we will see. They're all pretty well relaxing here now. Tomorrow morning, that's when I'm going to be giving all of them their dewormer. So that is when they're gonna get that. There's a weight there, and that's just because the side of the puppy pen gets pushed out. So the weight is just laid there to help keep the puppy pen wall from pretty much going right out. So if you're wondering why that's there, that's why I have that there. Again, just ignore the wall. The last litter completely devoured it. Nala's outside there, outside the gate waiting to come in to see her babies, because when they're done eating their, I guess, puppy food, that's when she comes in. They're all napping, but as soon as she comes in, they won't be napping. We got one's under the bed. Hi, under the bed. Say, yes I am. $11.28. That's a big puppy. All right, everyone, here is our big boy. Let's see how much he weighs. 1 pound, 7.0. Still the biggest. And last but not least, our biggest puppy, who's in the buffalo plaid color, who we had nicknamed Moto Moto in the first live stream. Is it the first live stream or the second? His name now is Diesel. I still can't believe he reached 2 pounds yesterday. Oh my goodness, he's over 2 pounds, him and one of his other brothers. I have to double check the folder, see who else ended up going over 2 pounds, but Diesel was one of them. We all knew it, that he'd be at least 2 pounds by mid to late week, so. Oh my, gonna be a big boy. Next we have Diesel, and Diesel is 2 pounds, 7 point. Oh, you gotta stay still, my buddy. He's hung up. Hold on. You're getting to be too big. 2 pounds, 7.9. Yes, 2 pounds, 7.9. Diesel, big boy. biggest of all the puppies. He is going to be a really big boy. And Ryan was actually saying last night when we were weighing all of them that if we didn't have the amount of dogs we had, we would have certainly kept him. He really wanted to keep Diesel. Show the 3 other boys, but I have to show Diesel because he's officially over 3 pounds. Oh my goodness, Diesel, buddy boy. He is going to be a big boy. He's 3 pounds, 0 point. 0 points, still buddy boy. 3 pounds, 0.2. Diesel, you're over 3 pounds. You're a big boy. Big boy. Good job, Diesel. Alright, Mommy's now in here cleaning her babies. Some of them are waking up to have a feeding session. Doing so much better though. They're really starting to walk. Diesel is going for a little walk. You coming over to say hi? No? You can lie down right there. You can see his little eyes are opening. You see the world? Diesel, are you a mama's boy? Diesel, who's 3 pounds, 12.9 ounces. All of them have their eyes open now. It's a very exciting time for all the puppies. Diesel ended up getting that throne back and that title. So Buddy is 4 pounds, 1.8 ounces, and Diesel's 4 pounds, 2.1 ounces. So Diesel's quite happy here today because he got his spot back. Like I said, all the eyes are open. They're all on the move. Just to show you right quick, so here is Diesel. Let's see if Diesel will let me show you because Diesel actually has teeth coming through. Oh, I don't know if he's gonna, but very gently. Can you see that? See his little teeth? That's Diesel's little teeth. I know, buddy. I already checked it off. I know. But it's so exciting to know because it means they're getting older and they're becoming big little boys and girls, aren't you? Oh, big yarn, Diesel. So proud of you. And look at your ears. Your cute little ears. Yeah. You'll soon be able to hear, which is very exciting. That's the last thing we're waiting on now is your hearing. And then when I'm talking and your mommy is making noises, you'll be able to hear. New red collar. Oh my, your mommy's there. Need you worry. Hey, Nala. And of course, Diesel's being very silky right now. What's wrong, Diesel? Oh, my baby boy. All the eyes are wide open. Yeah. As you've seen in yesterday's video, they are now starting to cut their teeth. So they are teething right now. Diesel is our first 5-pound puppy. He's over 5 pounds. 5 pounds, 1.7. Good job, Diesel. 5 pounds, 1.7. You are a big boy. Oh my goodness. Hi. What are you all doing? You got some fluff on you from the blanket. And probably from your mom, too. What is it, Diesel? They are full of energy here today, very excited. I really think them meeting their dad was such a good thing here today because they're just, like I said, so happy.